Cool with this, right? This is what we call, and I didn't give you these names yesterday because I knew I wasn't going to get to the other method. This is what we call set notation. Now, it gets really ugly when you write it out properly, okay? This is all I need. This tells me that you know that the x's go between -3 and +3. When you write it out properly, it's usually written like this, and you don't need to do this. X, such that, that's what that little line means. -3 less than x less than 3. Then there's a semicolon. Then x with this little weird E sign and an R to say x is all the real numbers, meaning all the decimals, all the fractions, everything. I don't need all that. For you people, I just need this part. Everybody cool? But some of the textbooks you see are going to write it out in weird, long ways. Obviously, the only important part of it is right there. All right? Everybody cool? Okay. That's not what we're doing, where I'm going with this, though. That is set notation. We use the greater than and less thans. So I'm just going to write that. That's what we use for set notation. Everybody's good, right? Okay, there's another way we do that. And it is this. It is called, now this you need to write down. It is called interval notation. And interval notation, just like these arrows, so just like greater than or less than and greater than, just like them, interval notation only works on lines. Please highlight lines. You cannot use these greater than, less than arrows or interval notation if you've just got a bunch of dots. Okay? It only works for lines. Everybody cool? And this is how you do it. It's still the same. You still go lowest to highest, but instead of worrying about these arrows, you just put the numbers in. So x's, my domain, was -3, and then we write a comma, and then we write +3. Now this is weird because that looks like coordinates, doesn't it? But it's not. That's why I've written domain here. Now, the only new thing is this. See how these are both right now just less than? There's no equal sign, right? When there's no equal sign, we use round brackets. Or some kids have had teachers that call these soft brackets now. I've never heard of that term. Does that apply to any of you? Because I don't want to say that. Good. Round brackets. I mean, technically these are parentheses and brackets are squared off, but round brackets, everybody knows what it means, right? It's done in purple because that's what we do here if it doesn't actually hit the point. Everybody cool? If it does hit the point, which I will do in black, like up here, and I'm going to highlight this, we use square brackets. So square brackets for when there's equals, round brackets for when there's not. What if, and we're about to do that right now for the y's, knowing what you know now, how would you write that one in interval notation? What would you use? And I used green for that. Would you start with a round or a square bracket? Square bracket, because there's an equals, right? So the range, square bracket, and what would our first number be? -2, comma, 3, square bracket. And lastly, how would I write that one? It's tricky. You have to put all your knowledge together to do that blue one. What would I start with? Addison?
Round parentheses.
Round bracket or parentheses.
-2.
-2.
Comma. 3. Hard bracket.
Yes, exactly right. Everybody cool? Everybody's good? They're equal in importance, but you have to be able to use both of them and read from both of them. Okay? Everybody all right? Okay. So now let's go down to the next one here. And remember, this one was weird because it had two sets of both, yes? So if it's got set notation twice, that must mean we can write interval notation twice. Okay? So what would this first one be as an interval, which I'm going to do in orange? What would this be? Start with a round or a square bracket. Why is it square, Ms. Khan? Because it's got an equal sign. Square bracket, and then what do I write? -30, comma, then what? -10, and what kind of bracket? Round, because I don't actually hit 10. Do I hit -10.0000000001? Do I hit that? It's a yes or no question, ladies and gentlemen. No. Do I hit -9.99999999999? No. Do I hit -10? No, because it never equals -10. It just gets right up to it. Does everybody understand that? All right, and then I've got a union. What's my next part of the domain? Square bracket, 0, comma, 30, round bracket, because it never hits 30. Does it hit 29.999999999999999? Yes, because it goes up to 30, but it doesn't hit 30. So it hits 29.999999999. Does everyone understand? You all said you understood it back here, and now here you're doing it wrong. So I got to check again. Does everybody understand what I mean? One person said yes. There's 25 of you in here. Do you all understand what this means? Addison? Anybody? Everybody? Here is a number line. There is 30. I am going to draw this arrow along here. Is this point less than 30? How do you know? It's on the left side of 30, yes? Everyone agrees? Okay. Now I've zoomed in 5 to 500%. Okay? Is that point that I just drew on there less than 30? Yes. Even though it is touching 30, it is less than 30. How do you know? Because it's on the left of 30. Everybody understand? That number is allowed. Now, what if I drew this number? Is that purple line allowed? No. Why not? It's right on 30. Okay? It's not allowed. But right up to 30, like 29 and 999,999 millionths is still okay. Do you understand? Okay. What now is 30 and 1 billionth okay? No, because that is past 30. Everybody understand? I don't understand why kids are all so keen to forget about fractions, go straight to decimals, but they don't really understand how they work. Everyone is good? Okay. So, if everyone's cool with that, everyone should be able to tell me the range here in interval notation. What is it? Union with? Excellent. Well done. Everyone is good? Okay. And lastly, what would this guy be as an interval? Okay. What would this guy be as an interval? Round, comma, 6, square. Can I do this guy as an interval? No. Why not? Because it's only 3 dots. The axis isn't colored in, is it? Everybody cool? All right. Now, what does that much white space mean? Weird stuff, right? So, I'm going to go ahead and put a graph in here. You don't have to draw one, but it will be helpful. Everybody cool? X and Y, easy peasy lemon squeezy, yeah? All right. Now, I'm going to draw a function. Actually, I'm not going to say that. I'm going to draw a line. You tell me if it's a function or if it's a relation. Everybody cool? I'm going to draw a mustard yellow line. You tell me if it's a function or if it's a relation. Function, Jaden? 100%? You'll bet all your gummy bears? How do you know? Pardon me? Right. There's not 2 outputs for every input. If I take that vertical line along there, it only hits the mustard yellow line once, right? Excellent. Okay, so that's a function, yeah? Why did I go to the trouble of coloring those big dots? Why did I make it so obvious? Jazzy? Because it hits those numbers. Can you tell me those numbers right now? No, of course not. Why not? There's no scale, right? All you know is this one's negative and this one's positive, yeah? Okay. Now, if I do this, now can you tell me the range? You cannot tell me the range. Why? Because I only gave you the domain, right? You could tell me the domain, yes? And that domain would be, would I use greater than, or would I use less than or less than and equal to? Why would it be less than and equal to? Because those are both colored dots, right? Could I use interval notation? Yes, I could. Now notice I'm not making you write any of that down, because that's what we just did, right? Everyone's cool, yeah? Now, if I changed this, and I'm going to put a dot right there to show I hit that. I'm going to put a dot right there to show I hit that. Now could you do the range? And the range would go from here with a colored dot to here with a colored dot. We could do that easily, yes? This is what we just did. Everyone's cool. Addison, I expect you to be a little with it, but everyone's good? Okay, so I'm going to make a slight change now. I'm going to erase this line. I'm going to erase. You don't need to erase it all. Actually, I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to erase. I'm going to make another one. All right, still x and y, yeah? What's relation or function? Function. Why? Same thing. When I do the line, how many times does it hit the pink line? Once. Okay, good. Now. I didn't want to erase that one. Now, what's different about the pink line from the mustard yellow line? Jacqueline. What does that arrow mean? It doesn't stop, right? Is that arrow pointing to the right? Which means how far up the x-axis is that going to go? How long? How far? Forever, right? Because that's what an arrow means. Is that arrow also pointing downwards? So how far down the y-axis is that going to go? Forever. So that changes things, doesn't it? What is our lowest? 1, 2, 3. What is our lowest range value? Domain value. Domain. -4, right? So I would start with -4. Does it hit -4? So less than or equal to x, right? Well, where does the x end? It doesn't. What's the number at the end of everything? Infinity. So x is less than. Will it ever equal infinity? No, because we'll never get there. And then we use that symbol. Now let's stop and think about that for a minute. We know math guys are lazy, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 symbols there, yes? Can we write that shorter? Yeah, we can. X is greater than or equal to what? -4. And that covers every single x that is greater than or equal to -4, which means it goes all the way up to what? Everybody cool? Sometimes you will see set notation written this way with only one arrow. That means it's this situation. It ends and goes forever in another direction. Everybody good? Now, how would I do that in interval notation? What's the lowest number I have? Do I hit -4? -4. So what kind of bracket does it get? Square. What's the biggest number I hit? Infinity. Do I ever hit it? No. So what bracket does infinity get? Round bracket. Everybody cool? And that is the domain. Now let's talk about the range. This is where kids always screw up. What's the lowest range value that I have? -infinity, because it's going down, right? See what I mean? Everybody wants to say 0, but it's -infinity. Will I hit it? So it's less than y, which is less than or equal to what? 0, right? 6 symbols. How can I make that tidier? Y must be what? Less than or equal to 0. That covers all the negatives. Everybody good? And how do I put that one in interval notation? What's the lowest number I could possibly hit? Round bracket, -infinity, because we'll never hit infinity, comma, 0, square bracket. Everybody good? What if this arrow went up? All that would be reversed, right? What if it went left and up? All the x's would also be reversed. Everybody cool? All right. What if it went exactly flat right there at -2? Which one of those is going to change? The domain or the range if it goes exactly flat? Range changes. Will it go down to negative infinity? It would go down to what? So this would be negative 2. Would this be a round or a square bracket? Square, because it hits negative 2. Is everybody good? All right, now listen to me carefully, please. It is 8:47, class is over at 9:15. I assigned you 2 questions of homework, right? I'm betting the usual amount of homework was done. Excellent. So now, what you know now, I want you to do page 83 again. Do you have to do all of it? No. And now, page 84 and 85 is assignment. All right? Now listen. Do 1 page in set notation. So, m less than or equal to x less than or equal to n for domain. And then the other page in interval notation. So bracket m comma n brackets. I don't care which page you do for which, because I'm going to show you both answers to all 12 questions. All right? Now, remember, you can't always use set and interval notation, can you? Right? And there's a couple of things on here that are weird. Please look at page 84. It didn't work very well, some of the photocopying. These guys are all colored in dots at the ends. This guy goes flat. Everybody make that change on page 84, please. In 4, 5, 6, you can see on my document, it's quite obvious that number 4 has an open dot there, right? It's not colored. It's a little tougher to see on yours. You can all see that, I assume. This dot right here is an open dot. All right? That one's closed. This one, number 5, goes flat. I'm just going to write an F for flat. Everybody good on 84? You've got down the 3 corrections? Addison?
Flat mean infinity?
Yeah, it means it isn't going up at all. It's going straight horizontal. Everybody good? Okay, on 85, please. Number 2 has an open dot right there. That is an open dot. Number 3, that looks like an arrow, but it's a dot. Everyone is good? Everyone's good? Number 4, the dots on the right are open dots. And these are arrows. And number 6, obviously that top one is an open dot. Or number 5, I mean. Number 6 is weird because why? There's no dots and it's a relation. But I want to see if you can figure it out. Everybody cool? All right. So what are we working on today? 83, 84, and 85. What is for marks? 84 and 85. When is it due? Monday. Because tomorrow you're writing a test. If you finish your test early, you work on these. Now listen to me carefully, ladies and gentlemen. You are going to be like all grade 10s. You're going to start working on page 84 right now because it's for marks. I know you're going to do that. Don't ask me for help. Because page 83 is the practice for doing what is actual marks. Everybody understand? Okay. Now, I told you not to do number 9 and 10 on 82. I still don't want you to do 9 and 10 on 82. We're going to come back to them later. All right? Now, before I actually release you, 5 and 8, if you did your homework, do you understand the answers? Because they're there. Or does anybody need to discuss any of them for 5 and 8? No? We're all good? Okay. Start working on 83. Now, you're smart kids, right? 4, A, B, and C are all kind of the same, aren't they? Because they're all dots. You can probably figure it out from doing 1, maybe 2 of them, yeah? All right, go.